Hi Geminis, I'm here to do your reading. I'm going to go ahead and jump on hold. Geminis, we have healing family issues, finances and career, your love life benefits as you forgive your parents. Financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. I feel like a lot of you guys are going through a very intense healing situation here. I feel like you're in the process of moving on, releasing, letting go. I do feel like there's a lot of forgiving and learning. I think that's really fitting as it comes out. I do feel like you are dealing with a situation of a soulmate where you had, it's like you felt so connected to this person, you felt so at home with this person, but this person triggered a lot in you, and I feel like a lot of what you're going through are things that involve healing your own family things that have happened in the past so that the past does not keep repeating itself. So maybe you can see a lot of similarities between your relationship now and maybe your parents and what their relationship was like, or your grandparents and what their relationship was like. You're noticing those connections. I do feel also you guys could be in the middle of changing jobs. You could feel a lack of finances and resources, but there's a situation that it's like your mentality is influencing things as well. Like if you have like a mentality of not having enough, then you're not going to have enough. But if you learn more about the law of attraction and mindfulness, I think it might help you, because the state of mind that you're in right now, it really influences your finances. It's influencing your work. It's influencing a lot of different things that help those come around. I feel like something has repeated itself and you're like, oh no, not this again. Something's coming back around and you're like, oh, I have to deal with this again. And it's something that is calling for a lot of forgiveness. It's something that's calling for learning. It's something that's calling for you to release and heal, because you need to experience more love in your present moments. You need to experience more life and more joy, and whatever it is that you're holding on to, you really got to let go of, and you really got to learn to forgive and to move forward just for yourself. We have the Nine of Wands here, so this is feeling like a wounded warrior, a victim mentality. Feeling like people are out to get you all the time, feeling defensive, like you've been through a lot, like you've been through a battle. You could be going through feelings of shame and guilt. You could feel like people are kind of pointing their finger at you and just kind of being like, oh my, like, look at what this person had to go through. But I feel like that's illusionary. I don't feel like it. I feel like it's all in your head. Like people aren't actually doing that. You might feel like they are, but they're not. You've been through a battle. Like you worked really hard to get to where you are, but there's like one more thing that you have to just conquer. Yeah, somebody feels extremely defeated. We have the Five of Swords here, so there is a sense of feeling utterly defeated. And just feeling like you have to walk away from a situation, feeling like you have to move away, feeling like you have to walk away, self-restriction. There's the Eight of Swords here. It's like you can get up and move at any point in time, but there's something that's holding you back. There's some type of like a self-restriction, even self-sabotage. A lot of air energy on the board right now. You go from the Five of Swords to the Eight of Swords. So this tells me that there's a lot of conflict over something that is in your control. It is in your power. And you might even receive a download about it because of the eagle coming in. There is a call for you to change your perspective on a situation and then look at things from a bird's eye view, look at things from overhead, look at the grand scheme of things. We do have the Judgment card here telling me that something is, it's being called upon, it's being addressed. There's something that you have to address. We have Temperance here that's peeking out. So there is a change of perception or perspective that needs to happen. You could be dealing with a Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. Whatever this is a call for healing. But your perception needs to change on this. Whatever it is, they're like urging me to continuously repeat that the perception needs to change. The way that you approach things needs to change, because somebody could approach things in a very conflict-oriented manner, and it's like, that's not going to solve anything. Like, you got to approach things from a problem-solving standpoint and be like, okay, how can I get from A to B to C to D? And not just be ready to, battle all the time, because not everything's a battle. It's letting go of that defensiveness. You could have gone through a separation with somebody where it's like you walked away feeling utterly defeated, but in all actual reality, you're not. You hold the power. You can stand up for yourself. You're holding yourself back from something. There is a situation here. We do have the Queen of Wands. I'm sorry, I just said Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords. Could really be dealing with a fire sign here. This is Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Aquarian specific, in my opinion, how I read my cards. This is Aquarian energy to me. Something left you brokenhearted. Something left you feeling very cold, very defensive, very no bullshit. It left you in a position like that. You could have an air sign in your life that offers you this perspective change. They might not be the most gentle with how they put it, but it's for your best interest. But they might reveal this to you for your own healing. See what I mean? Like, somebody might give you like advice, or they might say something to you that kind of triggers something in you, but it's a good kind of trigger, because it triggers that family, that healing, that family stuff, healing that parental wound. I'm hearing parental wound. So we do have Justice out in reverse, and then we also have the Seven of Wands. So this is feeling like you have to feel defensive. This is like a defensive, like standing your ground, like I'm gonna fight you off. But it's self-restricting. And with the Five of Swords here, there's no balance in a situation. It's left you confused. It's left you kind of out in the rain, out in the cold. And you're like, what is this? You're like, why do I have to go through this? You do have the strength, though. You have the strength to pull yourself through this. But it's a perception change that you must go through. Wow, so we have 2 5s on the board. 5 of Swords and 5 of Wands. And these are both my conflict cards. So it's like you're going through a lot of conflict right now, but I feel like the conflict is unnecessary. It's like you're ready to go to battle with somebody, but they're asking you to go peacefully, not battle. But it's like you've been waiting for your ships to come in on something, but it's like you just have to switch up how you're looking at it. You're so focused on something that you're not seeing what they're trying to tell you. You're focused on whatever it is that you've been carrying around for a very long time. So we do have the Page of Swords here. There is going to be some type of an air energy that illuminates something to you. It could have to do with some sneaky behaviors. It could have to do with some self-sabotaging behaviors, or the other person self-sabotaging, or the other person being sneaky. Could be vice versa. Or you could be dealing with an air sign who comes in very abrasive with their communication, but they're very clear and precise. Whoever it is that you're communicating with who's going to deliver this message, they're very clear and precise. And it's like you've been waiting for something to come in. You've been waiting for it to come in, but it's like I feel like there has to be a change in perspective before the healing can continue. I'm not quite sure what that means. But there is conflict here with whatever it is that's being resurrected. There's a lot of conflict. There's a battle between the two of you. And it's like you're ready for it. Like, you know it's coming. And you're like, I feel defeated. I feel stuck. I feel like I have to defend myself all the time, and I'm going to go to battle, and it's going to be an explosion. And it's like you've been waiting, standing your ground, protective of yourself, guard it. There's no balance. Three of Swords is out. Somebody feels heartbroken. And then we have the Three of Pentacles, but see, on this Three of Pentacles, there's only one person in the card. So this tells me that there's only one person who's willing to invest in a situation, only one person. It's unequal give and take, uneven give and take. It's one person investing and doing all the work and showing up for everything, but the other person is not showing up for it. They're like nowhere to be found. So yeah, strength. See, I felt that strength card before it even came out. You're going to have strength in a situation. Like, the sun is illuminated, so something positive is going to happen. But I feel like there's a lesson here to learn how, there's a lesson here with either learning how to be true to oneself or learning how to keep self-love. Self-worth. And then we have the Six of Wands here, and that's moving forward with victory. That's moving forward victoriously. So whatever you feel like you have to battle, or whatever it is that you're currently battling, you are going to move forward successfully. It's just you have to have the strength to change your perspective, or change your perception, or change the way that you go about things, so that you can effectively get to a problem-solving situation here. Because there is something about an investment that you are working towards that you've been holding on to. You've been looking at it from a distance. You've been watching it come in. But it's like you have to move forward. You have to keep going. You have to get in that boat and move forward. And I do feel that somebody is in your energy that does want to move forward with you. They do want to keep the peace, but it's like you got to come out of the cave first. Yeah, because we have the World card here, so this is the wrap-up. It's wrapped up. It's a wrap-up. Death card on the bottom of the deck, it's a wrap-up. This is the end of a phase or a situation. This is the end of a cycle. This is the end of a lot of confusion, a lot of defensiveness, a lot of conflict, the end of an unequal give-and-take situation, contract. It's the end of it. Somebody's moving forward because they've been holding on to something that they've been looking at in the future. They've been moving towards something in the future. They've been investing somewhere else. They've been working hard on something. But there's a change of perspective that needs to happen. But it's a wrap. Whatever it is a wrap. There could be a situation where you want to hold on to what it is that you've invested in the past, but it's not for you anymore. It doesn't serve you anything anymore. We have the King of Swords here with the Wheel of Fortune. So this tells me that there's a need to approach this in a very logical stance. There's a need to approach this with your armor on, like protecting yourself, not being guarded, but being protective of yourself, of your energy, being logical, approaching things in a very constructive way, and being very diplomatic about it, and standing in your power and being like, okay, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. I'm going to forgive this. I'm going to heal this. And figuring it out. There's not a lot of emotion on the board, but there is a lot of intellect. And it's like, switch it. There's a switch that needs to be flipped here. Yeah, so your advice is the Page of Pentacles. So this is telling me Make the gesture to start something new. Start a new endeavor. Work on something that fulfills you. Start something, ground something. Start something new that's fresh, that's young, that gives you that energy back. It's something practical, something that is stable, something that will become stable, something that can provide you with something. And there's a change in perspective. It's like, have the ability to look at things through innocent eyes. Have the ability to see things through innocent eyes. Because there's very cold energy on the board. But I feel a lot of warmth with this Page of Pentacles. And this being the advice card that I asked for, this is telling me that there's a need to connect into that innocence, a need to connect into a youthfulness, the childlike innocence. There's a need for that. There's a need to look at things through innocent eyes. Maybe that's the perception change. Maybe that's what perspective you need to change. Because there's a battle on the board. You've been going through something. It could be a separation that you've been going through. Could be disagreements amongst a family, a relationship. There's a lot of healing that needs to take place because I feel like something has really, really triggered you. It's caused you to be very defensive. It's caused you to feel kind of even humiliated. I even see that here, where it's like you feel like you've just been clowned. And it's like, what? And it's leaving you in a very like conflict, like you're just ready to go at all times, but there's a need for you to not be so defensive, not so protective. Like it's like there's a fine line between it. Like you need to forgive, not swing the sword around all the time, if that makes sense. And if this is related to work and finances, there is the ending of a cycle of something that wasn't fulfilling you financially. It wasn't giving you what you need. It wasn't working with you. It was causing you to hold on extremely tightly, like penny pinching, and not feeling like you have enough. There was a lack of mentality. But see, there's a new opportunity that's coming towards you as soon as you take charge, as soon as you take control of you and change your perspective and change that mindset. There's something brand new. It could be as small as a little tiny offer, but it could lead to something so big and so amazing. It can lead to that foundation, that success. It's in the distance. Like you can see it because the bottom of the deck here, we have the Four of Wands. So it's something that's leading to stability if it is connected to your finances here. But there's something that is in the realm of you just feeling so defensive and conflict oriented. It's like something just left you feeling so wounded. And it was an unbalanced situation. You didn't have any balance. You didn't even have another person working on something. It was like you were the only person working on something. You were the only person putting effort into something. And it caused you to feel this way. But there's something new that's coming towards you. So just be patient. But that's what I got for you guys, Gemini. I appreciate all of your support, your love, your kindness. Thank you all for the likes, shares, and subscribes. Please continue to do so. I really, really appreciate it. It really means the world to me. But yeah, best of luck to you guys, and I will talk to you very soon. I love you guys so much. Take care.